2007, the Beacon Falls Public Library celebrated its 50th anniversary. For 5 decades, the library has been a welcoming place for all, offering excellent personal service to our residents. The library has come a long way since 1959, when its doors first opened for only 10 hours a week. Since then, the population of our town has nearly doubled, and the library has grown right along with us. Now, as our schools, our senior communities, our parks, and our services expand, Beacon Falls is thriving. In order to meet the needs of our growing town, the library has begun planning for the future. There is no disputing the library's growth. Take a look at the numbers over the past 10 years. Circulation figures and the number of annual visitors to the library has increased 4-fold. The number of programs offered by the library and the number of patrons has doubled. Program attendance, computer usage, books borrowed from other libraries, even volunteer hours, all of these figures are up, and they continue to grow.
Well, I came on in June 2008, and from the 2007 to 2008 fiscal year to the 2008-2009 fiscal year, we saw a 61% increase in program attendance, and that included both adults through the preschool story times that we do. In terms of overall programming, I do anywhere from 1 to 2 adult programs a month, 1 to 2 children's programs a month, and then we do preschool story time twice a week. And then we have our summer reading program, which is about 7 to 8 weeks of daily programming for anywhere from 200 to 225 kids.
In response to this growth, in 2008, the library developed a long-range plan based on a survey of the people of Beacon Falls. The 5-year plan clearly lays out the library's key roles as a community resource center where individuals and groups can come together, as a developer of young readers, and as a place of lifelong learning where people have access to the latest books, media, and programs that spark their interest.
One of the goals of the long-range plan would have us increase circulation 10% a year, which is a sizable increase. We're now 2 years into the long-range plan, and we are running our circulation has been about 30 or more percent higher than it was at the time that the long-range plan was completed. Another goal that was established in the long-range plan was to develop our nonfiction collection and to increase our entire adult collection by 3,000 volumes. The nonfiction collection is coming along. Slowly we're expanding that, but it's been difficult because of our space, and it's not likely. It's really not likely. It's not ever going to happen in this space.
When you look at the 1,200 square feet of our current library, every corner of space has been put to use. It's filled to the brim with books, DVDs, material, and people.
Our work area is obviously very, very cramped, and there's 3 of us, and we only have 2 workstations behind the desk, and when we're having to process things, but we also have to check things out and do our work on the same computer station that we're checking things out to people. It's just very limited, and when it gets busy, we are literally tripping over each other.
When Connecticut Magazine reviews small towns each year, support for the local library is a key component in their leisure category. Beacon Falls continually ranks at the bottom of this list, largely due to the library's size when compared to our population. At 1,200 square feet, Beacon Falls has the smallest library in the state in terms of square footage per capita. The recommended square footage for our population is 19,000 square feet, which is over 15 times the space that we currently have.
The cabinet out here in the hallway that you're looking at is filled to the brim with fiction books that we've had to take off the regular shelves in the adult room because we have not had space to show the new acquisitions that come in. This shelf has on it books that are on the high school recommended and required reading list this year that we had nowhere else in the library to put. So we roll this shelf out of the library in the morning, and in the evening we have to roll it back into the children's room for safekeeping overnight.
Attendance has definitely increased on all levels, and I think it could increase even more, but we do have serious space constraints that we're working with. For example, when I did the Old Leatherman adult presentation back this winter, it was standing room only. I had people out in the hallway, and the capacity for the assembly room in the town hall, I believe, is 50 people. We crammed 54 in there, and we had people standing in the hall listening. So I could have had even more people come, but I had to kind of limit it. I've had to limit children's programs because we have a limited capacity of 24 people here in the children's room of the library, and there's just been other things. It's difficult because I hate turning anybody away.
The solution and the vision for our new library is a community resource center that offers a place for everyone. The building would have significantly more space and seating. There would be quiet places to read, a place to learn and hone your computer skills, a place for young children to play games and do crafts, a place for adults to hold meetings and programs, and a place for young adults to study and gather. There would also be a place for the library to expand their collections of fiction, nonfiction, periodicals, large print books, DVD movies, audiobooks, and other media. It would be a true community center for individuals and groups to come together, filled with resources, activities, and learning. You might ask, where would a new library building go, and how can we afford it? Our town leadership is working towards this goal.
The library/community center. It's a media center for all of our cultural, recreational, and educational points that we want to get in our community. And the most ideal location we already own, which is on Wolf Avenue in Beacon Falls. And it is part of where the town hall is. It's part of the Olmsted Brothers setting. It's an old part of the community. And it also has access to go downtown, which will be the center of our community, so it'll all be very nicely put together. Right now, we very only spend about 65 cents, not even, out of every $100 of tax dollars for our library. If you look at the long-range planning, even though not counting what the facility would cost, counting the operational, we probably would go up to about 90 cents, maybe 92 cents out of that $100. So overall, for what it would do, because people have to understand, it's more than just a library for us. This is also going to accommodate our recreational programs, our meeting building rooms. We're going to have our economic offices there. So it is going to be a hub for our community. Right now, as we know, times are hard economically, and we're very much aware of that. And we've already applied for a $3 million housing and urban grant through the federal government and the Congress, through Congresswoman Rosie DeLore's office. We're in the list. We're in a round that actually has to become a law. That is, if we get that, that would be a great start for us. There's also some state granting, some steep grants, but they're on a much more competitive and smaller amounts. But there are many grants that will be the best way to fund such a wonderful project.
I think Beacon Falls, at least how it appears to me, is a very civic-minded community. They do a lot. Parks and Rec does a lot. The Senior Center seems to be very active. I think having a cohesive new space would just be tremendous. It would give some of the town clubs and organizations a room to use where they're not competing with other town agencies to have their meetings or to host events or to host programs or what have you. And as well as outside agencies, outside Beacon Falls, to come in and do educational programs, not just through me, but through other agencies.
I would encourage anyone with a family to come to the library and see what they have to offer. From your 2-year-old who's ready for preschool story time to your young adult. They have wonderful offerings, and it's a wonderful place. And the type of service that you get here, you don't get in a lot of places.
I would support a new library because we need to expand to fill the demands of the taxpayers. They are using this wonderful resource. It's free, it's beyond belief of what we can do with that if we had the space and just to bring the community together.
The space here is, not here, upstairs, is much, much too small to support a library for a town our size.
I think they do such a fantastic job, and their space is so limited. I think they struggle to accommodate everyone that wants to do the programs they have, so I think they really do need a bigger space.
I feel that libraries are a heart of a community, and the more, being a preschool teacher, the more literacy we open up to young children and all age ranges, the better off our community will be.
Would you guys like to see a new library in town?
Yes, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and why? Why would you like to see? What do you think about the library?
Yes.
What do you think about the library upstairs, though? Big?
Not really. It needs to be sort of bigger.
Yeah?
Bigger.
The library staff has been awesome, especially to my family. I mean, we've been behind them 100% the whole time, so it'd just be really nice to see it expand and grow.
Biggest thing is we need to expand. We need a bigger library altogether.
I would love to see, besides a new library, some meeting rooms that not only are open to organizations in town, nonprofits to use, but also that could be charged a fee for independent people to use or other groups, and then maybe that would offset some costs with the building.
It should be a place where people are drawn to, that people want to come to, that they feel safe in and comfortable in.
I like to have a space dedicated to children that is big enough to accommodate everyone that wants to do all the programs they have.
I would hope that when we build a new library that we take into account all the other community organizations in town that need space for meetings or activities, you know, including the seniors and the little kids.
Lots more books.
Yeah.
Nice tables to read at. So.
Nice tables to read at? That's good.
I love a book on tape, so I'd love to see more of those. And I know Miss Marcia's been working really hard to get new ones in now.
Beanbags.
Beanbags. That's great. That's a good idea.
Well, I'd like to see, of course, an area for children and plenty of space for just the kind of books we need. But I also would like to see an area where people could come in and sit and be comfortable and read books there, adults, and also where people could come and meet. But besides just meeting casually, other people yourselves, I also would like to see some meeting space because that's something our town is very, very short of. So I would kind of like to see a combination library, community center.
In our small town, the voice of the people matters. Please let your voice be heard on this issue. To move forward, we need your support. What can you do? Talk about the need for a library with your neighbors and get the word out. Contact your Board of Selectmen to discuss this important issue. Visit your library's website to view the long-range plan. If you'd like to get more involved, join the Friends of the Library or the Building Committee. When the time comes, please vote for the future.
We're talking about reaching everyone in the community with this new facility, and with what our library has done already, imagine what they could do with a proper space and a bigger facility. I just think that they could really reach just about everyone in our town, and I urge anyone who's not been to the library to come and see what they have to offer.